Have you ever seen a fight where the underdog gets absolutely pummeled?
Well, that's exactly what happened when the prisoner lizard went after Yelan. It was brutal.
Yelan was no match at all and went down in a flash. But just when things looked grim, Yumo swooped in. The battle that followed was intense. Yumo and the prisoner lizard were locked in a fierce struggle. But slowly, the tide started to turn. The lizard was losing its edge. Desperate, the prisoner lizard unleashed his ultimate move and commanded his demon horde to swarm Yumo. But Bai Ling, ever the sharp one, shouted a crucial warning. Don't kill the lesser demons! So Yumo, being the good guy he is, just knocked them aside. The giant lizard wasn't done, though. It came back, relentlessly attacking Yumo with its ultimate technique again. Seeing Yumo in danger, Yelan, despite his own injuries, rushed to help. It was a noble but costly move. The lizard struck him down, wounding him severely. That was the last straw for Yumo.
He was done playing games.
With a final, decisive blow, he ended the lizard right there on the spot. Meanwhile, up in the heavens, a different kind of drama was unfolding. Ying Yuan approached the emperor, asking for permission to go down to the mortal realm. He needed to uncover the real truth behind the war between immortals and demons. The emperor was hesitant, worried it would throw the three realms into chaos. But Ying Yuan was determined. He offered to accept any punishment, even being demoted, for breaking the heavenly rules. Faced with such resolve, the emperor finally agreed. But he did something interesting. He allowed Ying Yuan to keep his memories and immortal power for his mission. And to make sure he stayed focused, the emperor even arranged a special destiny for him, one completely free from emotions and love, allowing him to cultivate without distractions. Back on the mountain, Yumo used his incredible, mysterious eyes to heal Yelan. The recovery was almost instantaneous. Yelan was so grateful he wanted to become sworn brothers with Yumo right then and there. But Yumo gently turned him down. He had something, or rather, someone, much more important on his mind: finding Yandan. As Yumo turned to leave, Yelan gave a subtle signal. Suddenly, all the demons from the Feather, Flower, Spirit, and Wolf clans knelt down, hailing Yumo as their new mountain lord. Yumo was completely bewildered.
Yelan explained that, on Yelan Mountain, the strongest demon is always chosen as the leader.
The prisoner lizard had only ruled because he controlled the healing hot springs. Now that Yumo had defeated him, the title was his. Yumo wasn't interested in being a lord. He just wanted to find Yandan. Seeing his reluctance, Yelan pulled him aside with a clever idea. Use the unique abilities of the Yelan mountain demons, he whispered. They can help you find her much faster. After a lot of convincing, Yumo finally, reluctantly, agreed. He then made a public announcement. Yelan would be a mountain lord alongside him. All the demons bowed in acceptance. Taking charge, Yumo, assigned by Ling to guard the precious hot springs. He ordered the stranded demons to go home and, most importantly, not to harm any mortals. He made it clear that any demon causing trouble in the mortal realm would face severe consequences. While all this was happening, she was getting her reward from the emperor for saving Ying Yuan by sacrificing her own heart. She was granted her greatest wish, to become an immortal. The emperor himself presided over her ascension ceremony, but her triumph was short.
After the ceremony, Ying Yuan confronted her.
He didn't hold back, accusing her of betraying her sister Yandan. He revealed how the fake roster she created had caused Yandan immense suffering. Hearing this, she was heartbroken, as she had believed Yandan was gone forever. As a parting gift, Ying Yuan gave her an immortal hairpin, but his congratulations were hollow, wishing her well on her journey with a heavy heart and a clear message of his disappointment. What a roller coaster of events! What will happen to Ying Yuan in the mortal realm? And will Yumo finally find Yandan with his new army of demons? Yandan finally crossed the river of oblivion, but her landing was ... less than graceful. She literally crash-landed onto a wedding bed, scaring the newlyweds half to death. Panicked, she bolted out the door and, thinking on her feet, disguised herself as an actress to blend in. She jumped on stage, right in the middle of a performance by the lead actress, Jiang Chun. Now, anyone else would have been thrown off, but Jiang Chun was a pro. She didn't miss a beat, and just rolled with it, continuing the performance flawlessly. Yandan, surprisingly, held her own and sang beautifully. Their impromptu duet was a massive hit, earning thunderous applause from the wedding guests. Watching from the audience was Prince Pei Luo, who was seriously impressed by Yandan's talent. After the show, Jiang Chun invited her to join their opera troupe and asked for her name. Yandan, ever so humble, decided to call herself by Pia Liang, which literally means white and pretty. So much for subtlety. Meanwhile, back in the celestial realm, the drama is just as intense.
Ying Danga, that master of manipulation,
Framed Shixi for destroying the swift-sounding bat. But before things could escalate,
the emperor summoned Ying Dang with an important task.
prepare a protective artifact for Ying Yuan, who was about to descend to the mortal realm. Ying Dang had to put her scheming on hold. As Ying Yuan prepared to leave, all the celestial attendants came to see him off. Ying Dang offered him the artifact, but he flat out refused it, leaving her feeling rejected. Lumming, on the other hand, gave Ying Yuan a single lotus seed, asking him to look after Yandan. With that, Ying Yuan took the leap,
Enduring immense hardship before finally arriving in the mortal world.
Now, let's check in with you, Mo.
he stood by a river, using his own blood to empower the lotus mark on his wrist. He then transferred this power to the fish in the river, hoping they would act as little trackers to find Yandan. His friend Yelan saw this, and, thinking the worst, rushed to stop him from what looked like a suicide attempt. Yumo had to quickly explain his plan, much to Yelan's relief. Fate, as always, has a strange sense of humor. Yandan went to that very same river to wash clothes. She noticed a weird blue spot on her face in her reflection. Then, she saw the fish that Yumo had just enchanted, thinking they were some kind of heavenly medicinal ingredients sent to help her. She caught them, roasted them, and ate them. And what do you know? The blue spot on her face actually disappeared. Just then, a demon hunter spotted her. He saw her eating the fish, and immediately rushed to capture her. Yandan, completely clueless about her own demon identity, saw the hunter and his little companion, Zhao Yu, and thought Zhao Yu was his pet. Terrified, she ran for her life, accidentally leaving her hairpin behind on a tree, which the demon hunter then picked up. Let's go back to the heavens for one last bit of palace intrigue. Celestial artifacts get replaced every 200 years, and Ying Dang, gunning for a promotion, was in charge.
She prepared a special belt for Ying Yuan, adding a fragrant amber scent to it.
The emperor was pleased. But then Lumming noticed a jade hook was missing. Ying Dang immediately fell to her knees, admitting her mistake. But then, Jixi stepped in, seemingly to defend Ying.
She cleverly used the opportunity to reveal that an artifact had recently been stolen.
This sent the emperor's guards to investigate, and Ying Dang started to panic. Jixi then dropped the real bombshell. A large amount of amber fragrance can be used to create a forbidden celestial drug called bewitching bone fragrance. Ying Dang hadn't added the other ingredients, but Jixi confessed that she added them to Ying Yuan's belt to frame Ying Dang and get her revenge. The plot thickens! What will happen? Yandan's new play, The Pear Garden Gathering, was a massive hit. The moment it premiered at the Wangxi Opera Troupe, audiences went wild. People were lining up around the block just to get a ticket. Seeing the packed house, Yandan was over the moon. She finally felt like she'd found her place. Meanwhile, back in the celestial realm, things were getting intense. The celestial soldiers finally found the evidence they needed in the myriad Dharma pavilion loads of amber incense and other herbs. This was the smoking gun that proved Ying Dang had been bewitching Ying Yuan all along. The emperor was furious and wasted no time. He stripped Ying Dang of her celestial status, wiped her immortal memories, and banished her to the mortal realm, never to return. But Jixi wasn't satisfied with simple banishment. Just before Ying Dang was cast out, Jixi fed her a special pill. This wasn't an act of mercy. It was a cold, calculated move to make sure Ying Dang kept all her celestial memories. Jixi wanted her to suffer in the mortal world, remembering everything she had lost, forced to live a life of humiliation and repay every ounce of pain she caused. Yan Den, 1,000 times over.
As Ying Dang seethed with rage, Jixi personally shoved her down into the mortal realm.
It turns out, this was all Jixi's master plan. She had orchestrated everything, from stealing the jade hook to getting Lumming to play along. It was Jixi who exposed Ying Dang's other crimes, like forging the night-forgotten river register. After witnessing Ying Dang's downfall, Lumming, feeling a mix of relief and guilt, finally told Jixi the truth about Yan Dan. He revealed that Ying Yuan had saved her and that she was now living as a flower fairy. Hearing that her sister was alive and well, Jixi was overwhelmed with joy and broke down in tears.
Back in the mortal world,
Yan Dan
hit a creative wall.
She was staring at a blank page, completely out of ideas for her next play.
Her friend, Jiang Chung, gave her some sage advice. To write about life, you have to live it. She encouraged Yan Dan to experience the 5 poisons,
The 6 delusions, and all the emotions and sufferings of the human world. Only then could she write something truly moving.
At the same time, Yumo was busy consolidating his power at Yelan Mountain. He called back all the scattered demons, promising them a life of freedom. They all pledged their loyalty to him. However, the powerful Tiger Clan got greedy and demanded more territory. Yumo, who despises bullies, refused. He challenged their leader to a duel against either himself or Zai Lin. If the Tiger Clan won, he'd grant their request. But even with all this happening, Yumo couldn't stop thinking about Yan Dan. With no news of her, he decided he couldn't wait any longer and prepared to search for her himself. Zai Lin suggested using the vast network of the aquatic tribe to find her, but Yumo was too impatient. Just then, he overheard a wolf demon reciting lines from an opera to his leader. The words were instantly familiar. They were the stories Yan Dan used to tell in the heavenly realm. Yumo was shocked and ecstatic. He immediately offered the demon all his magical artifacts in exchange for Yan Dan's location. The demon told him the lines were from a popular play called Liuan Xing.
While all this was going on, a personal drama was unfolding at the opera house.
Jiang Chun was deeply in love with a patron named Pei Luo, but Pei Luo hadn't been to the theater recently, and Jiang Chun was getting worried. She sent someone to check on him and received devastating news. Pei Luo was terminally ill and didn't have much time left. Jiang Chun was heartbroken. Later that night, as she was grieving in her room,
the sleazy young Master Wang snuck in, clearly with bad intentions, trying to take advantage of her vulnerability. Jiang Chun's desperate cries for help were cut short as Yan Dan burst in, sending young Master Wang sprawling to the ground.
But the confrontation wasn't over.
Wang quickly realized Yan Dan was using demonic power.
Jiang Chun, a flower spirit herself, had kept her powers hidden to protect her identity. She knew Yan Dan was one of her kind, which is why she'd gone along with her on stage.
Fearing Wang would wake up and expose Yan Dan, Jiang Chun pressed a bracelet into her hand,
urging her to flee to Flower Hidden Mountain and find the Flower Spirit Clan chief. Yan Dan wanted to stay, but Jiang Chun was resolute she had to protect Pei Luo. Meanwhile, Yumo and Zai Lin were on a frantic search. They visited countless opera troupes, but there was no sign of Yan Dan. Back at the troupe, Yan Dan was making her own escape. She stole a horse from the backyard, but Zai Lin spotted her. With a clever bit of magic, Yan Dan vanished just as Yumo arrived. He heard a little demon had stolen his horse but didn't connect the dots.
Yan Dan rode hard and fast, finally reaching Flower Hidden Mountain.
The place was buzzing with excitement. The Flower Spirit Clan chief was holding a beauty contest, looking for a wife for the Mountain Lord. Female demons from all over had gathered, each hoping to be chosen. The chief was pushing his own niece, Wisteria, for the position. Never one to miss an opportunity, Yandan jumped into the fray, introducing herself as Bai Piao Yengi, literally, white, pretty she. Even performed a bit of opera. The chief, thoroughly impressed, decided to make her Wisteria's dowry maid. Back on the road, Xylin finally led Yu Mo to the joyful opera troupe. He called for Zhang Chun. Desperate for answers, she confessed everything. Yandan had injured young Master Wang and fled. Realizing this was the woman Yu Mo had been searching for, Jiang Chun laid out the grim truth. Yandan had no memory, no home, and no one. Her body, due to its cold nature, was covered in blue spots. Her demonic power was weak, and she didn't know how to cultivate or heal. Without help, her life was in grave danger. Zhang Chun promised to help find her, but she had one condition. She begged Yumo to save Pei Luo. In a moment of great sacrifice, Yumo gave her his own extraordinary eye,
warning her to retrieve it after Pei Luo was saved, lest he become consumed by greed.
Just in time, Zhang Chun used the eye to save Pei Luo's life as his illness took a turn for the worse. As all this unfolded, another major player entered the mortal realm. The celestial being Ying Yuan descended, joining the Lingxiao sect.
As a demon slayer under the name Tem Snow, Yandan's new duties began.
She was tasked with escorting Yelan to see the Mountain Lord. As they traveled, a rider galloped past them at full speed, overturning a cart of tribute and sending the flower spirit chief into a panicked frenzy. That rider was Yumo! He had no idea. He had just brushing news. Yandan was already gone. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next video.